welcome back. It's so good to see you. So, I've tried to adjust the lighting. It's still not right. And it's very annoying to me. Very annoying. But hopefully you just use this as like background noise, or you don't care or whatever, because this is just how it's gonna be now. I guess at least until the kids go back to school and I can record during the daytime. Yeah. So, also, I wanted to tell you, I am wearing one of those like little pimple patches. So if you see it randomly, you're like, what is that? That's what it is. Me and my daughter, we were at Walmart today because I got my glasses and I forgot to bring them in here. You'll see them eventually, I promise. But while we were waiting, I was like, you know what? Because she had pimples and I had a pimple, and I was like, I need to get some new pimple patches. So I got some. And did I bring the box in here? No, because I wanted to show them to you. But they are the star pimple patch things. And as soon as I got them, I told her, and she was like, are they the stars? And I'm like, yeah, they're the stars. She's like, okay. I don't know if the stars are more cool or what, but that's what that is. Anyway, okay, so today we're going to be talking about what I've been watching for the month of July. Now, some of this stuff I actually watched like at the end of May and in June, but if you didn't see my Shocking Life update video, I'll just tell you I was very busy. I'm not going to get into that, but if you want to know, just go back to that video. So I didn't really get a chance to watch a bunch of new things, but I did watch new stuff, and yeah, so my desk is smaller, so I can't like put the thing here, so I wrote it in a notebook, and I'm going to be having to look down to read my notes. I hope that's okay. Anyway, okay, so it's a brand new notebook and it won't stay open. I hate it. It's like when you get new notebooks and it's like you have to break the spine. Well, this one is like plastic and there's no breaking the spine, so it's just gonna flop over. It's gonna drive me nuts. Okay, so okay, yeah, so I have watched some new things, but mostly I've been watching old things. Like I've been watching Call the Midwife with my mom. She loves the show. At first she thought it was kind of boring, but now she's gotten into it, so she's like, yes, she likes it. And it's one of my favorite shows. And then I've also been watching Peaky Blinders. That is one of my all-time forever favorite shows, and I know that there's going to be a Peaky Blinders movie coming out at the end of the year. I can't think of the name of it anyway, but it's going to be coming out on Netflix at the end of the year, and I was like, I need to rewatch everything for like the 6th time, because I couldn't really remember how the last season ended. So yeah, I've been watching that, and I just finished it, and it's like, oh, I love that show so much. Thomas Shelby, he's amazing. Okay, anyway, all right, so let's get into the new things that I've been watching. All right, so the first show, I did watch it back in May, the day that it came out, and I binged it so fast, and then I watched it a second time. Yeah, okay, so this is a show on Netflix, and it is called Bad Thoughts. Rotten Tomato score, 54%. What? Audience score, 69%. I can't even really tell you about it. But it stars Tom Segura. Segura. I don't know how you say his name, but he's that comedian. I have never seen any of his shows, but I have seen him on TikTok, and I love him. He is so funny. So when I found out that he was having a show on Netflix, I was like, I'm all about that. Okay, so I'm gonna read the description that it has about the show. It says stories by Tom Segura that challenge social norms with dark humor, sketch comedy. Oh, with dark humor and sketch. Oh, it just says. I don't know. I'm lost. Hold on. It just says stories by Tom Segura that challenge social norms with dark humor. That's the description. The rest is my notes. So to me, it's like sketch comedy. It's not sketch comedy, but it's like sketch comedy because like there are little stories, like little clips or something, but they're like, I don't know, 5 to 7 minutes, okay? Because each episode is less than 30 minutes long. So you get three little stories, I guess, within one episode. And I say that it's sketch comedy on another level, but it's got like top tier production value. Like it is amazing production value, but it is very, very dark humor. If you do not have a dark sense of humor, you ain't gonna like this. You'll be offended and disgusted and just stay away from it. I'm hearing noise. My dad might have just walked in the house. I don't know. But anyway, it is very, very dark. And I'm like, what does it say about me that I'm watching the show and enjoying it so much? If you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it is just jaw-dropping. Like, what am I watching? And it's just random things about nothing. That's why I'm like, it's sketch comedy. There's no main storyline or anything like that, you know. But I binged it so fast. This was back in May when I was still living at the other house and with the husband, and he was getting off work and we were waiting to go grocery shopping. I was waiting for him to come get me so that we could go grocery shopping, and I was like, oh, this show came out, I'll start it. I finished it before he even got home. I finished it before he got home, and I was laughing so hard that I was literally crying. I had to pause it so that I could breathe. It was so funny. And then I told him about it, but he was tired after the grocery shopping, and so he just went to bed. So I was like, you have got to watch it. So the next day I made him watch it, and same thing. He was laughing so hard that he was crying. We had to pause it. It was a whole thing. So I highly recommend Bad Thoughts. I think it's called Bad Thoughts. Yeah, my dad is in the house, so if you hear a noise in the background, I'm sorry. He doesn't know that I'm recording. But anyway, so I want season 2 like to happen right now. Right now. I don't know if there is going to be a season 2 based off of the rating. It doesn't look good, but I really hope that there will be a season 2 because it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in a very long time. Very long time. So, yes, watch that, but only if you have a very dark sense of humor. Okay, the second thing that I watched, it is a show on Netflix, and it is season 3 of Squid Game. It was the final season. Rotten Tomato score gave it a 79. Audience score gave it a 51. That is much different than season 1 Rotten Tomato score, okay? Because I'm pretty sure it got like a perfect 100 or something when it came out forever ago. It stars so many people, and I can't even list them off because I'm not going to be able to pronounce their names. Are you crazy? Okay, so I don't want to get into the whole Squid Game thing, but it basically is about these cash-strapped people who are in debt, are taken to this island, and they play children's games to try and win prize money, but it has deadly consequences, results, whatever, because the games that they play, if you don't win the game, they shoot you and you die, and that's it. Okay. But me and the kids, we loved Squid Game. We watched season 1, season 2, and so when season 3 was coming out, we're like, yes, we binged it in one day. Yeah, there were 6 episodes, and we binged it in one day. What do I want to say about it? First of all, let's talk about the games. I mean, I'm just gonna list them off. It was hide and seek, and hide and seek was intense, and it was so, like, sad and just difficult to watch. Jump rope, that was very intense. And I know these are children's games, and it's like, what? But if you know about the show, if you've seen the show, you know they're not. These games are scary. Jump rope was very intense and scary, and just like, ugh. And then the last game, I think, was like, I think it's Squid Game, whatever that is. I don't know. So there are all new characters, obviously. There's characters that you're going to hate. There's characters that you're going to fall in love with. There's shocking things that happen that you're like, how the hell is... I don't want to give anything away, okay? But also, I don't want to talk about Squid Game because it was the end of the season, and I don't like how things end. I was like, as the ending was happening, we all, me, my son, and my daughter, we were just jaw on the floor, and then silence, because it was just like, no. And then the very end, because you're like, okay, I guess Squid Game is over forever. And then it goes to, like, I don't want to say post credits because it was before the post credits, but there was a person from the show, and they were in America, and he was driving down the street, and then he saw somebody in an alleyway, and they were playing the original Squid Game in an alley. And I was like, oh my god, the games aren't over. It's not over. And I think they did that so they could open it up, so there could be like Squid Game USA, Squid Game Germany, you know what I mean, like that kind of thing. So is Squid Game over? The original one is, but they're probably going to be new Squid Games eventually. Will I be happy about it? Probably not. Will I watch it? Yes, just to see, but it's never going to be as good as the original. It never is, you know. So, but I do recommend the whole series. It's so good. Okay, the next thing that I watched was a movie, and this was on Peacock. It is called Drop. Rotten Tomatoes score gave it an 84. Audience score gave it a 79. I thought it was pretty good. Would I watch it again? Probably not, just because once you watch a movie like that and you get to the end, rewatching it again, it's kind of like ruined, you know. So but it stars Megan Faye. I don't know if that's how you say her name, but she is like one of the main chicks, or like one of the main characters off of the White Lotus. I think White Lotus season 2, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. And then it also stars Brandon Skellner. I'm the worst. You know, I'm the worst. Okay, so the description says widowed mother. Oh, okay, so she's a widowed mother, the main character, and she goes on her first date since, I guess, her husband died. And they are at a fancy restaurant. Okay, so they get to the restaurant, and she keeps getting these, and this is like a very exclusive fancy restaurant where like you have to walk through this weird hallway to get to the restaurant, and it's way high up in the sky, and it's just like a really cool type of dining experience, I guess. I don't know. But when she gets there, she keeps getting these like airdrops. I think that's why it's called drop. She gets these airdrops on her phone of like little messages saying, you want to play a game, or like, you know, just weird stuff. And she tells her date, she's like, look at this is like crazy. What? And he's like, oh, it's probably, you know, those teenagers or like whatever. He's like, but to be able to do those drops or whatever, you have to be in a certain vicinity. So let me see, you know, how far. So he has like this distance measure thing on his phone, and he goes and checks. Anyway, none of this matters. She's getting these things. Well, eventually, as they're like ordering drinks or something like that, it's constant annoying. So she's just like, accept, because they won't leave her alone. So she finally accepts, and then they're like, okay, now since you want to play this game, they are instructing her to tell no one. So she can't tell her date or the waiter or anybody that she comes in contact with what's going on. So she can tell no one, and she has to do what they say, or her son, who I think is like 5, he's at home being babysat by his aunt. He's gonna die. And she's like, what the hell? And then it shows, I don't know, she has access to like the cameras in her house or whatever, and she's looking at the cameras in her house, and her son is on his bed with the aunt, and she's reading him a bedtime story, and in the other room is this masked guy with a gun, and she's like, oh my god, you know. And so basically they want her to kill her date. And it's for specific reasons or whatever, but it's like, you better do this, and you better do what we say when we say, and if you don't, basically your sister and your son are dead. It was a very good movie. I was shocked. I was very shocked. I thought it was going to be stupid, but it really wasn't. I really liked it because I had no idea where it was going, what was going to happen next, how things were going to happen, how they were going to end, whatever. Although I did not like the ending. I thought it was just like meh. But I guess it wasn't a bad ending. It's just I didn't like it. I liked the movie. It's just the last scene was just like stupid. I don't know. Would I watch it again? Probably yes, with like my daughter or something, but like on my own, nah, I wouldn't. Just because, like I said, it's ruined once you see it, you know. But I would like to see her reaction as it's happening. So, okay. The next thing that I watched was a movie on HBO Max, and it is called a Minecraft movie. Rotten Tomato score gave it a 48. A 48. Audience score gave it an 85. Personally, I'm leaning towards the 48. Okay, it stars Jack Black, Jason Momoa, Emma Myers. There's so many people. Okay, and it just says, welcome to the world of Minecraft. People travel through a portal, and they have to, I can't read. My eyes are crazy. They have to survive in Minecraft to find their way back home. It's a movie that is made for the fans of Minecraft. I hated it. I hated every second of it. Because it really is. I think it's a movie just for the fans, which is why I think Rotten Tomatoes score gave it a 48, and audience score was like 85 or 86. I don't remember what it said. Because my son is a huge Minecraft fan, and he loved every second of it. Every second of it. And I'm like, it's just really, really bad. And like the acting, it had great, fantastic actors in it. But the acting was like really bad. But I think it was done that way on purpose, okay? The graphics were trash. Trash. Like the CGI or whatever graphics is called. It was awful. But I think it was awful because I think it was awful because it was like that on purpose, because it's a video game, you know, and like people being inside Minecraft, you know, like, I don't know, I freaking hated it. If you're a fan of Minecraft, you'll love it. If you are an adult who does not play Minecraft, you're gonna hate it. You're gonna hate it. So I do not recommend that movie at all. There was one funny thing, and it wasn't even really in the movie. It was, but there was this scene where this villager, somehow a villager, gets transported to the human world, like the real world, and I can't think of this lady's name, but she's, to me, she's Stifler's mom. Okay, I wish I could think of her name, but I can't. Anyway, and somehow she ends up on a date with the villager, and the villager can't talk or anything like that. Okay, but their date is going quite well. And my daughter was like, broski, what did she say? How is a villager have Riz? I just thought that was so funny. So funny. And so the whole rest of the movie, we're like, oh my god, look at the Riz. Like, because he was just so charming, and like, you know, he had it going on. He did not, but it appeared that way. That was the only funny thing, was our comments about the movie. Anyway, okay, so moving on. The next thing that I watched was a movie. It's not really on anything, but my mother-in-law bought it, so we watched it on Amazon. It is The King of Kings. Rotten Tomatoes score gave it a 61. Audience score gave it a 97. It stars Pierce Brosnan? I don't know. Uma Thurman, Mark Hamill, a whole bunch of people. Okay, so it is animated, and I remember watching the trailer for this movie back in March or something, when we watched Dogman. Was it March or April? I don't know when we saw Dogman. But I saw the trailer for it while we were watching Dogman, and I was like, oh my god. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, the trailer was so good. I was like, I have to see that. And so I told my mother-in-law about it, because if you don't know, my in-laws are pastors. And so I was like, this movie, like, it's animated, and it's, you know, it's about the King of Kings, right? So basically it is about Charles Dickens. Yeah, because I think Charles Dickens wrote a story called The Greatest Story Ever Told, or something like that. So the father, which is, I guess, Charles Dickens, a father tells his son the greatest story ever told using his imagination. A young boy, his son, walks alongside Jesus as the story's being told. Like, the little boy is like just there in the background watching it. And so he walks alongside Jesus, watching miracles, trials, and sacrifices. it's it's the animated version of the story of Jesus, you know. So there's nothing new. There's nothing new. I was kind of disappointed, okay, because when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh my god, it's the greatest story ever told, you know. And you know me, I'm not religious. I'm more spiritual, but I know about that, you know, and I've gone to church and read the stories, and you know what I mean, the Bible and all that. So I find it very interesting, and I was like, wow, it's going to be new because it's like for the next generation, right? Because it's animated. But the trailer looked amazing, you know, and the movie was kind of just like, my daughter said it was like mid. But I don't know. I really didn't. It was all right. Would I ever watch it again? No, never again, because it's not a new like take on it, or like, I know you can't change the story of Jesus. I know you can't change it, but like it just, I don't know. Like I thought it would be better. I mean, it's the story of Jesus, so it's a good story. But I'm like, I watched The Passion of Christ. I liked that movie. That was amazing. And like as I was watching this, I was like, because it's going like Passion of the Christ, you know, like it wasn't that long though, you know, and it's, I don't want to say it's dumbed down, but it's very easy to understand and stuff like that. But I was like, okay, we're getting to the part, you know, like how's this gonna go down in an animated kids movie, you know? But when they were beating Jesus, they were beating him, but he was like, the camera was there, okay, and then there was like this rock or something that they had Jesus like laid down on, so all you could see was Jesus's like head, and then the guys back here like beating him, but you couldn't see anything and you couldn't hear anything because they were talking over it, so it was just something that was going on in the background, you know. But I did like it because my son got to learn the story of it. Like he's had his own like children's Bible and he knows the story of Jesus, but like to see it kind of like makes it all come together, you know. So it is good for like little kids, you know. And he really, my daughter, she was just like she was not about it, you know. She watched it, but she was not about it, and I really didn't like it. I didn't like it. Like I thought it could have been better, you know. But my son, he was like full attention, like what is going on here, you know. He liked it. Would he watch it again? Probably not. Probably not. It was good to watch at least once. So I do recommend watching it once. And if you got kids and you believe in that kind of thing, or you just want to learn the story, it's a good movie to like get introduced to it. You know what I mean? Especially for like little kids, you know. Okay. This next thing that I watched, I don't even want to talk about it, okay? But I'm going to, because I tell you everything, okay? So, let me explain, before I get into what I watched, let me explain why I watched it, okay? Yeah, it's that bad. To me it is, okay? So, me and my daughter, not every night, but every couple of nights or whatever, we will watch The Middle. Once she finished watching Parks and Rec, she was like, I want another like short little sitcom type thing like that. So I was like, okay, well, let's watch The Middle. I freaking love The Middle. And she loves this show, okay? Loves it. But anyway, so we're watching The Middle, and there's this one episode where Frankie, the mom, is like, she's obsessed with the show The Bachelor. No, I did not watch The Bachelor. That would probably have been better. But she's obsessed with this show called The Bachelor. My daughter's like, what's The Bachelor? And I was like, it's kind of like this dating show and whatever, blah, blah. But Frankie is so obsessed throughout the whole episode, you know, and like the show doesn't end the way that she wants. And she is like physically upset, and it ruins everything because she's constantly thinking about he should have chose her and like blah, 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 you know. And Emma just was laughing. She was like, why is she getting so into the show? And I was like, because it's reality. It's reality TV, you know. And my daughter has never really watched reality TV. And I was like, reality TV? I hate reality TV because it's not real. It's called reality TV, but it is not real, okay? And it's just, I don't like it, you know. But I explained to her what The Bachelor and The Bachelorette are, and I was just like, maybe we could watch that. And I was like, she would probably actually really hate it. And then I'm like, oh no, there is a reality game show / dating show that is in her range. Now she's 12, I know, but she's not really 12. She's way older. She's way more mature. She's like 18. Okay, well, 16 to 18 is what she's like. So I told her about Love Island. I know. Oh, God. It's like, I don't even want to say guilty pleasure, because I'm not like, ooh, Love Island. So I told her about Love Island, and she was like, oh my God, I've heard about this show. Okay, so we're going to talk about Love Island. Are we going to talk about it? No, but I'm going to tell you a little bit. So we get it, it's on Peacock, okay, and the latest season, which is the first season that we have seen, I think it's season 6 or something. It's called Love Island USA. I guess they are in different locations every season. I don't know, but it's on Peacock. Rotten Tomato score gave it ? There was nothing. Audience score gave it 72%. So what is this show? I had no idea what it was. I thought it was a dating show that's like The Bachelor or something like that. I thought it was a dating show for like younger, the new, you know, dating generation or whatever. It's kind of like that, but oh my God. Okay, so it's single people who couple up to compete in games and challenges. There's so much drama and temptations. Okay, so anyway, so these people couple up, and then like it's eventually like the viewers, the people that watch the show, vote these Islander couples off. And whatever couple is left walks away with $100,000. Okay, now it sounds like, okay, typical dating type show, right? These just a bunch of random people. It's like, I don't know if it's 6 or 7 girls, 6 or 7 guys, something like that. They all show up and they're like, we're looking for love and our soulmates and like blah, blah, blah. Okay. But basically the entire time they are in swim trunks and bikinis. Okay. Which is fine. I don't care about that. But I say temptations because they're supposed to couple up. Okay. So they're the couples. But then there are these challenges that make them like kiss this person, or they have to rank who they would sleep with more or something like that, okay? And then they have to play games. Like, there were these games where it was like, try and guess who has had the most sexual partners, who has done the most, kissed the most people in one day, or, you know, sent nudes or whatever, you know, it's so cringy, okay? And I was like, oh God, is this going to be inappropriate because they're all cussing because it's on Peacock? I don't think it's on like real TV or anything. And I'm like, okay, which I'm fine with the cussing, but the way that these people were like being touchy and like making out and stuff, I was like, oh my god, are they gonna like show sex? Like, I don't think that they, but like things get very hot and heavy, okay? And it's like, oh my god, like, I feel awkward just watching it, okay? And they all have to sleep in the same room, and they share a bed with their couple partner person. I don't know. It's the most cringiest show I've ever seen, okay? My daughter loves it. She loves it. She loves the drama. She is all about the drama and like who is gonna do this and like blah blah blah. And I get it, because there are some characters in the show that I'm like, he's stupid. Like they're all pretty dumb, okay? Because it's like, you're really gonna find true love at like 22 years old on a sexually charged reality show? Nah, bro, not gonna happen. So it's actually very entertaining because it's funny, but at the same time I am just so grossed out and just cringe, okay? Just no, I'm not about the show. Emma is obsessed with it, okay? So we're gonna have to go back and watch the other seasons, which I'm not excited about. I'm not excited about it all, because it's gross. And I'll never talk about it again on the channel, because I don't ever want to talk about it. It's so bad. It's so bad. But Emma loves it, and now it's our thing, So we're gonna watch it. But anyway, so that is all the stuff that I have been watching, I guess, throughout the summer. So I really hope that you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.